Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum friends. Here I am Mrs.Anila Imran and you're watching UV Educational Center. Today I have a surprise for you. There is a series of stories for the children and these are relied on Quranic stories. So we are going to read today the stories from Quran, and these stories are in English for kids. They will enjoy it. These stories, which story I'm going to read today, this story name is The Crow. It has a difficult meanings inside it also. The Holy Quran, as we know, is the last divine book. It was revealed on the last prophet, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we know Hazrat Jibreel Amin brought manuscripts of the Holy Quran to Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It took almost 23 years to be completed, revealed. 23 years it took. The Holy Quran covers all aspects of life from birth till death and hereafter also. Time has proved that whoever followed the principles of the Holy Quran accordingly was finally rewarded, but those who denied and disobeyed faced problems in their life. Today the story is about the same situation, who follow the rule of Quran and who doesn't follow, what they get and what the person lost. We have in Quranic series stories, and they have mentioned the animal's name on it. This story which I'm going to read today, it has the name like The Crow. Let's see what the story is about. It's an interesting story and we all will enjoy this story a lot. The Crow, it's the title of the story. So we know the title of the story is The Crow, and the story has been taken from Quran. So these are Quranic stories. Hazrat Adam and Eve are the first human being created and sent to this world by Almighty Allah. They lived in Arafat in Saudi Arabia. There were no other human beings on earth besides Adam and Eve, so the children born to them were the only living persons on earth. Mother Eve gave birth to twins every time. Remember, 2 twins every time. The twins were always a boy and a girl. Point, boy and a girl when born. So Allah suggested Hazrat Adam to marry the boy who was born earlier with the girl who was born later. Hazrat Adam married their children when they grew up, as intended for by Allah. This practice was carried on in order to increase the number of humans on earth. The first twins born were given the names of Qabil and Aklima. Qabil was the boy and Aklima was the girl. The second pair of the twins who born was called Habil, being the boy, and Raza being the girl. Now we know the 4 children have been born. Let's see the story now. Aklima was prettier than Gaza. Qabil wanted to marry his own twin sister Aklima. According to the rule, Qabil couldn't marry his own twin sister. Hazrat Adam tried to convince Qabil that it was against the rule to marry twin sister, but Qabil wouldn't agree and insisted on marrying his twin sister Aklima. Hazrat Adam asked both of his sons, Qabil and Habil, to sacrifice something in the name of Allah. The sign of Allah's bliss is that the thing that is to be sacrificed will burn into ashes. Point to be noted, will burn into ashes. Habil raised gods. he chose the best goat from his flock to sacrifice. He chose the best goat from his flock to sacrifice. Qabil was a farmer but dishonest by nature. He selected the decayed crop of wheat to sacrifice. Hazrat Adam al-Islam asked Qabil and Habil to put their stuff on the top of the hill and wait for the result. Hazrat Adam al-Islam told his sons that the blaze of fire would appear and burn the accepted stuff into ashes. The stuff disapproved by Allah will remain the same. After a short while, a blaze of fire appeared and turned the goat of Qabil into ashes. That's the picture is related with that. If we see, there is the goat and a bundle of decayed crops, decayed wheat, which is dishonest. Qabil sacrificed for Allah, but it wasn't accepted. Let's see what happened next. The decayed crop remained as it was. Almighty Allah accepted Habil's sacrifice and problem was solved. But Qabil did not accept the result. He felt insulted and got very angry. He told Habil that he would kill him so that he could never marry Aqlima. Habil was God-fearing and a good man. He was a God-fearing and a good man. He told his brother Qabil very politely that he should follow Allah's will. He said, Allah accepts sacrifice which is offered with sincerity. Qabil can kill him if he wants to, but it will not do him any good. Habil also said that he would not counter or fight with him. It would have been good if Qabil listened to his brother's advice. It would have been good, but he didn't listen to the advice of his brother. But Qabil was in a great anger. It was in his fate to be the first killer. It was in his fate. Noted this one. This is the good point. He was the first killer. Look, this is the picture related to the cross, which is the story relevant. Sentences are coming next. Have you seen this picture? Let's read the page now. Habil's advice increased his brother's anger so much that he killed Habil. After some time, when Qabil's anger subsided, he got upset to see his brother's dead body. He did not know what to do with the dead body. It was the first ever human murder and the first dead body. Until then, no command was revealed by Allah about the dead bodies. Qabil was very much disturbed. He was scared of his father, Hazrat Adam's reaction. Feeling sorry, he sat on the nearby lawn. Just then, two crows sitting on a close-by tree started to fight. Fight grew worse and one crow killed the other one. The crow started digging mud with its beak. The space of mud grew bigger. The crow then dragging the dead body of the other crow, which was dead already, buried it in the space he had made with its beak. He covered the grave with mud. Qabil was watching all this. He was surprised to see the crow hiding the dead body. Then look what happened next. He was ashamed of realizing that he was more stupid than a crow and that an ordinary bird was smarter than him. After all, he dug a grave and buried his brother Habil's dead body. This is quoted in the Holy Quran in Surah Al-Ma'idah. Let's see. Dear children, Habil was God-fearing, honest, and a chosen soul by Almighty Allah. On the other hand, Qabil was dishonest and an evil-minded person. It was decided that Habil's body should be buried with honor, while Qabil deserved punishment for his wrongdoing. For that reason, Qabil was not guided by Allah how to bury his brother's dead body. The thought that an ordinary bird was wiser and smarter than him upset Qabil very much. The crow is famous for its cunningness even today. Let's see the moral of the story. Killing is a crime and an awful sin. One should obey Almighty Allah and be humble and obedient. Let's see the words and meanings. Dishonest, it means lying. Like we know, Qabil was dishonest person. Dragging, we saw the sentence that the crow was dragging the dead body of another crow. Digging, we know the crow started digging mud with its beak. Command, no command was revealed by Allah. Increased, Habil's advice increased his brother's anger. Habil advised, when he advised Qabil, okay, let's kill me and be satisfied yourself. This made him too much angry. Have you listened the story and got the moral also? Thanks a lot. Like, subscribe and share our channel. Allah Hafiz.